Yes, I think it could be dangerous. The oceans expanding, that sort of thing.
Something that could effect on our children, no, maybe not on our children, but in the children of our children, no?
For example, I live in New Jersey and it used to snow so much, and now just see, the climate is getting warmer and warmer.
They say that if the entire ice cap were to melt, that all the sea levels would raise 18 feet. Mm-hmm. That's pretty striking.
Yeah.
I wonder how this affects like crops and food supply, because that could probably affect prices, which could affect, like other things, eventually getting to like me somehow.
I think it's pretty important. I think it's affecting people more than they actually realize.
What seems to be the majority of the scientific community says that it's a major issue.
I think the climate change is the major and biggest issue for the next generation, even for ours. Climate change is really happening at the moment. It's really a serious thing.
I think it sucks.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Absolutely. I just, in terms of, I'm a little concerned about, damage that can't be undone at this point, things that, we've gotten too far along where we can't get back to. But the thing that always scares me is the developing. I think China's the scariest thing in terms of, every step that we take forward is being undone somewhere else.
Worried, definitely worried.
I do feel worried.
I worry about more about maybe my grandchildren, great-grandchildren's future, because I don't know what this earth is going to be like in the future. And if something isn't done, so.
We'll have to adapt. Really. I mean, we might disappear, but that will be life. Okay? So that's important. I'm worried because I have kids.
Of course, I worry about the future for my children. And climate change is something that's in that overall concern that I have for them.
I've got 2 kids, and that maybe they won't be able to see the same thing I've been able to see, and to live in the same world with where we've felt safe as far as nature was concerned.
Yeah, it does worry me. It worries me is because I can see the effects on me. Eventually I'm gonna have kids, and I'll see the effects on them, and it does worry me. It makes me think my children are gonna grow up in a world that may not, it may not be safe for them.
When you sit back and think about it, it's a bit scary, and I have 2 children, so when I think in the future about them, it's, as a parent also, it's very scary.
They say the polar bears may disappear.
Somebody mentioned the polar bears lately, like they're all going to be dead, and that's sad.
Watching trees get cut down, it's a very sad thing, especially in the city. Sometimes I mourn when I really feel it.
I actually think climate change is very scary, but like most people, I guess it's so easy to ignore.
I think climate change is a very practical issue which everybody should talk about, because it's because it has become really scary, come to think of it.
But the underlying truth is it's very, very scary. It's very scary about what's really going to happen and what's really happening with ice melting and ice caps and all of that sort of thing. It's the unknown of what will happen. And, as usual, the unknown is the most frightening thing of all.
I mean, I feel very small in a very large pond as to what I can do about it.
I think it's scary.
You've got to feel helpless.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the thing that in the Antarctica, the ice melted? I was so scared when I saw that on the television. It was like the death is actually staring at you.
The death will be light and happy.
That I have to be honest, at this point I feel no emotions.
Something that makes me hopeful is, yes, we can do something about it. So I think everybody, no matter what you are in your life, even if you're not a politician, if you are just a simple person, you can do something about it, so that makes me hopeful.
I am probably more hopeful than others, but I really do believe that there is capacity worldwide to make necessary changes And I also feel that there is capacity to make necessary changes without necessarily trampling on, traditional ways of life.
One of the things that makes me hopeful is that there are people out there working and pressing these issues. Like, every person does make a difference.
Little things like just reading about like Seattle banning water bottles and things like that. I think that people are really aware, and I don't think that that's going to go away.
I think there's a lot of hope for alternative fuel also.
I would hope that they would do something about the stuff that is causing global warming.
Cutting down all of the emissions and the things that are contributing to this, potential disaster.
The little things that we can do make me feel hopeful. The weather's getting nice, so I can ride my bike.
I'm hopeful because I do think there's a lot of information out there about it now. But I do think some people are, trying to play their part and help out. And again, we don't know how much that helps, but it certainly can't hurt. So I'm hopeful.
Generally, when things get desperate, humankind tends to step in.
I think you're doing a very good thing if you're studying about it, researching something on it. I hope you find some solution. Not a solution, but why this is happening, what we can do in terms of dealing with the situation.
I think we'll manage at some stage. We're going to go through difficult times, but I think human being, if everyone starts being aware of what's going on and start thinking about it, and I really think whether in Europe or even in the States, it seems like people are being aware of it, so scientists are working on it and researchers and even the industry. So if everyone starts working on that, I'm sure we'll find a way to reduce the threat, and hopefully fast enough.
I think that if I can do something against the global warming, I will do it on my personal behavior, and then I can vote. I just can vote and try to make things better and change life through politics.
I see people making an effort, and that is hopeful. And I think maybe since it's a global issue and global crisis, this might be something that would bring us together universally, in a sense that it hasn't, and I think it transcends nationalism, hopefully.
Hopefully, eventually, everybody will come to realize that, the most important thing is that we do sustain the environment.
There is change, and I think that we can stop this and fix it.
It is a big issue, but the question is it too late? It's never too late.
Yes, I'm hopeful.